How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for all the subscribers that recently subscribed, and thank you to all the subscribers that are still subscribed from before. Appreciate all of you. So what we have here today is the duratrax Maximum MT Pro, and what we want to do is we want to see if this thing is a runner or not. So um, I want to see if we can get this engine to possibly turn over and see if we can actually get this thing to run today. So just give me 1 second. All right, just checking out something on the messenger real quick. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this cover off of here first of all. I don't know why my screen is dimming so much. I can't see anything on my screen. That's alright. Sure, it should be fine. So yeah, I hope everyone is having a good day, good weekend, or whatever day it is that you're watching this. Hope you're having a good day so far. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find out if this thing is a runner or not. Now, I think that this is going to be a runner, and the reason I say that is I would rather have the engine stuck like it is right now than have the engine turning over extremely freely. What I mean by that is if this flywheel was to very easily spin over as if there was no compression, that would not be a good sign. So I would much rather have a nitro that has the engine stuck like this is than have one with the flywheel turning over too easy. So because you can get these unstuck, but once the compression is gone, you can't get the compression back. So we're gonna put this nice body over here, and I think the approach we're gonna take is we're gonna try to take this this cover off over here for the pull start and see if we can break the engine loose with some kind of wrench or something. I'm thinking that might be the right approach to take. So let me get you guys in the phone holder. And let me get a headlamp on and try to get some more light on the situation here. So yeah, appreciate all of you. Thank you all for subscribing. We're trying to get over the, right now we're just trying to get over 500, but long-term goal is, a lot more than 500 subscribers, hopefully. So yeah, appreciate all of you for watching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a screwdriver here, and I'm going to try to take this pull start off of here. Now I haven't touched anything on this truck whatsoever. Let me put my headlamp on so I can try to get some more light on here for everyone. So we'll see what's going on here. I don't know how long the battery is going to last in this headlamp, but we're going to try. This is a rechargeable headlamp. So this is the first thing that I'm ever touching on this nitro is right now. So that one's loose. We may have to take the wheel off of here. So let's get the wheel off of here real quick. Let me see if I got a spare someplace close here. I should put this computer up out of the way for now. Just put that off to the side. And let's see if we have a wrench that can take this wheel off. This is saying low power mode already. That's great. So I'm going to plug this phone into the charger real quick. Just bear with me for 1 second when I plug this in, because we don't want the video shutting off in the middle of this. We're trying to start this thing up here. So I think this is charging. It should be charging, at least. We'll find out in a minute if it's charging or not, whether this video cuts off or not. I believe it's charging because this is plugged in. It should be adequately plugged in right now. So yeah, without further ado, let's try to, I'm going to put these body clips up here because I don't want to lose those. And I need a different kind of wrench here because this one is not reaching the wheel lugs here for some reason. So we're going to open up the Nitro toolbox here. This is just my regular toolbox that I usually take with me whenever I go out to do any kind of RCing. So we do have a wrench that fits on here. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this RC, seeing as I've never actually seen one of these in person. I may have seen one of these in a magazine at one time or another, but I've never actually, we're not going to do that with this wheel. We're actually going to get one of these wheels to put this up on. I don't want to put this on anything that's going to scratch anything. Alright, so I'm pretty excited to get this going because I've never actually, I've seen like one video of one of these online at Idle, and that was it pretty much, people. Like one video of one of these online idling, and that's it. That's all that there is online about these this particular Nitro. So I'm kind of excited to bring everyone some content that hasn't been done yet. Like, okay, we don't want to do that. Something bad just happened here, guys. Just undid the pull start here, and it's like the whole pull start is like not coming out in one piece. So that is not a good sign here. Okay, it does work. The pull start does work. It is adequate. So what I want to do is I want to take this, if I can, I want to take this one-way bearing out of here and use this to try and turn this engine over. You can see plenty of oil's coming out of there, so it does have some kind of oil in there. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one way out of here. We're going to attempt to slowly pry it out. Which, that's exactly what I don't want to do, is drop these screws all over the place out of here. I'm going to take this last screw out of here. So I have an idea. I don't know if I'm going to get that one way out. I don't want to damage it. Let me check. I just want to check for 1 second. If we have another one way we can try real quick. I have another pull start cord in here with a broken pull start. I just want to see if I have another one-way bearing anywhere that I can just plop on there to turn this over. These are some duratrax raised parts here, and what do we have here? Is there a one-way in here? No, we got a clutch thing here. We got a broken pull start. Just trying to see if I have a one-way bearing in it, and anywhere in any of this stuff real quick. Let me back the camera up so you guys can see what I'm doing here, because it's kind of hard for you guys to see what I'm doing here, like that. So no luck so far on a one-way. Got this pull start thing here. yeah, hopefully I can find some kind of one-way bearing so that I don't have to try and pry that thing out of that housing there, because I really don't want that to fall apart. You see this bag of parts here? This is actually parts from a Red Cat volcano. Okay. Anything worth a while here. See, I did not plan any of this out beforehand, so you guys are seeing it as it happens. Oh, I found another one of my wheel adapters, so I can actually use those duratrax wheels now. Yeah, I got 2 wheel adapters at least. I wonder if the rest of them are in here. Oh, they are in here. Okay. Pretty happy about that. That just saved $10. I got my duratrax wheel adapters in here to adapt them back to 12 millimeters. Pretty excited about that. So I could use the duratrax wheels now. So we have a .21 C Red Cat earthquake block. But I could have sworn I had a one-way bearing somewhere. I could have sworn I had a one-way bearing somewhere. Thought I recently seen a one-way bearing somewhere hanging around. Now I got no one-ways, so we don't have a one-way bearing to borrow and put on there. I thought I did have. Apparently I don't have a one-way bearing that we can borrow to put on there, and I don't want the spring to fly out of this. If you guys know what I mean, when this comes out of here and the spring all flies apart, this is no good no more. But this does not appear that that's gonna happen. So I may try to push this out from this side, and you guys wish me luck that this doesn't blow up in my face. Okay. Alright, that'll work. Let's get this back. Let's get this ticking time bomb back together before it does spring apart in my face. Okay, we're still in good shape. So we're in good shape, people. Alright. Thank you for not coming apart in my face. So now I don't know which way this came out of there, so I don't know which way this is supposed to spin. So I think it came out like this. So now what we can do, guys, is we can remove this glow plug out of here, which wasn't very tight. We can check this glow plug out. Can see if this is good. So thank you all for tuning in again. I know I keep saying that, but I appreciate all you guys that are watching. And what we can do is we can spray some. I want to spray some. This is basically WD-40. This is like Dollar General WD-40. It's the same stuff, just has a different name on it. I got myself a little hose here. We can get some of this down on top of the piston here and try to free this up a little bit. Now also at the same time we got to turn this around because we have to get this air filter off of here. This thing is really on there pretty good. I thought I was going to be able to just pop it off of there, but we're going to have to cut this to get this off. Now I'm actually extremely excited about this this nitro here, because this is my first new nitro. This is my first addition to the nitro collection, and probably about let's see, when was the last time I got a nitro car? The last time I got a nitro was, oh man, guys, that looks pretty not promising. Do you guys see the inside of the carburetor there? It's like gelatinized up. Could be after run oil or something, but I'm not too sure. Doesn't look too promising to me. Very gelled up in there. So the last time I got a nitro was when, oh, this thing is extremely smooth. Look how smooth these wheels are. This thing is apparently only rear wheel drive. But look how smooth that is. I'll get you guys in here to look at the drive shafts. They're moving perfectly. Look how smooth they roll. Like it's rolling on this side too. Look at that. Drivetrain is extremely smooth. Let's get a little up close, and I'm gonna hold on this side, and we're gonna check how the transmission is doing. Transmission is beautiful, smooth as butter. So free spools this way, and it catches when you go that way. That's exactly what you want. So we got extremely smooth diffs going on here. So yeah, it looks like the carb is pretty gelled up there. Got some Dollar General WD-40 in there right now. Let me get you guys in closer here. Don't you guys too far away. We're not looking at parts now because we got the one-way off. So I'm thinking, what's the first thing I want to try to get going here? We're gonna have to get this carburetor moving at some point. I don't want to break this thing off of here trying to move this carb, but we're gonna have to get this carb moving. This carb is totally locked up, guys. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this screwdriver and I'm get in here and try to get this, whatever kind of oil this is that's in there. Look at this stuff that's coming off of here. We're gonna have to scrape this off in order to even get this to move. So let me get this rag going real quick. We're gonna try to scoop this out. This is the worst I think I've seen a carb. To be honest with you guys, this is the worst that I've seen one of these carbs. This headlamp is really not doing much, I'll tell you that much. So we're just gonna clean it up the best we can. Try to get it so that there's no material in the way when we start trying to get this to move. That the actual little cylinder in there is actually clean and not locked up with old grease, so that this can turn over. I believe that's what's going on with the engine also. Okay, so this is not charging for some reason. This makes no sense to me why this is not charging. Okay, we got low power mode going on. People mess with this plug here. I got an idea. Hold on a second. I gotta get this phone to charge, so just bear with me for a second. Otherwise, this video is done for. I gotta start all over again. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug this other charger in that I know for sure works. So just hang out with me for 1 second while we get this thing charging up, hopefully. Should be charging now. There's nothing, should be nothing wrong with this now. Hopefully this is charging. I'm gonna find out in a second. I got it hooked up to this little portable battery pack, so if this light goes off in here, then we're not charging. If the light stays on, then we're charging. So I'm gonna find out in a second, because I don't want this video to cut off in the middle of this. And it's gonna be a 2-part video. Looks like it's charging so far, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that. We're gonna scrape this down a little more. That's the first head. We need a flat head. I have a pick set too, but I don't want to scratch this thing with the pick. Even though the flat head is not much better, it's still slightly better. Alright, so let's see if we can get this to move. I don't know about this one, guys. That carb does not appear to want to move. The only kind of freaking heat I have is the engine block heater thing. The engine heater. The only thing I can do is I can put the engine heater on here with my biggest 3S battery I have, and we can try to heat the crap out of all of this stuff the best we can. So this engine heater is quite big, actually, for one of these motors. So what I normally do in that case is I usually take like a spare battery strap or something, and I usually put that over. But what we can do is I don't have a battery strap right now, but I got some masking tape. So we're going to take some masking tape and just put it on here for now to tighten this onto this engine here, so that we can attempt to heat this up, because I don't have any other way to heat this stuff up, to be honest with you. So this is what I'm going to do. So we're going to turn this engine heater on now, and we're going to continue to try and clean this up a little bit, which looks like, if the carb was clogged, looks like some of the WD went down, so it's not clogged up anymore. It looks like the phone is charging now, so we should be in good shape for that, hopefully. Now we have a lot of stuff going on here. We got the engine heater on. We have WD in the engine sitting in there, hopefully breaking the piston free. So this pushes the wheels this way, it does nothing this way. So the engine, yeah, so that is correct rotation for this engine. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to locate my socket set really quick. Locate my socket set, and we're gonna attempt to try to turn the engine over a little bit while we got heat going into it. The socket set actually fell behind the tool stand the other day. Nothing came out of it. Look at that. That's freaking great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get an extension. I'm gonna guess at a size. I have no idea what size that one-way bearing is gonna be. So we're gonna turn this around again, people. So I could smell the engine cooking right now. So let me see if you guys can see what's going on here. That's too small. Just right. Okay, so this one-way bearing is a 9/16. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try the easiest way to get this going. If I put this on the right way. Okay. She's going. Oh yeah, you guys hear that? wait. Just a little bit of heat. We didn't have to take the whole engine apart. Nothing crazy. I heard a compression just a second ago. Like I heard compression come out of the exhaust. Oh, you heard that, guys? I'm getting a, even though there's no glow plug in there, so it's not gonna be much compression because there's no glow plug, but there should still be pinch. You guys can, I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's clearly pinch. You can clearly hear the pinch. I could feel a slight tight spot at the top here when I'm turning. She definitely needs to be heated up and spun like this for a little while, actually. Actually, ideally, I should put my drill on here. Turn this over with my drill. And let my drill spin this around freely. Let me do that. Let me see if I can find the adapter for my drill to turn this over with. I have a set over here somewhere. And I believe I have a piece that I can turn this over with. Yes, I do. So you guys see this piece here? Let me back you guys up a little bit. And I have an adapter to use a bigger one on there if we need it to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the good old Milwaukee here. I'm going to take this Phillips screw bit out. I'm going to put this in here. Take that off of there. See which way we need to go. Oh, you guys hear that? See how she's turned it over easier already? So let's see if we can unclog the carb while we're here. It definitely sounds like it's priming or something. You guys see the smoke freaking coming off of this? Because I think it's splashing WD all up in there. It's probably about to catch on fire. But that's alright. We need the heat in there. So she's definitely turning over very well. So this is working out pretty good right here, guys. So I just come up with this as we're sitting here. Like, why don't I try to drill out? So we definitely got the engine broken free. Now the problem is it won't run if the carburetor doesn't open. So this thing is like 1,000 degrees that's on the head here. So now we got to see if we can get this this carburetor broken free here. I'll tell you what, that engine's broken free right now. So we're going to put this drill over here for a second. And what we're going to work on now is we got to get this to move. So what I'm thinking, I don't want to break this stuff up. You know what I'm saying here, guys? I don't want to break, I think this might be plastic. The last one of these that I messed with was plastic, and I broke it straight off when I was working on HPI. So I don't want to break this off of here, but we got to get it to move somehow. How are we going to get this to move unless I freaking do something? We got to do something to get this to move, guys. Because without this carburetor moving, we got no runnage. We can't run this car without this moving. Let me take this heat off of here for now. This thing is smoking hot right now. I think it's cooking. Engine's plenty hot. We got the glow plug over here, which we have to test. Yeah, you guys can see what I'm doing. I just want to make sure The phone is still working. Charger's going, so we're good with that. Problem we're having is the carburetor is still locked up. So I know that if you loosen these flatheads, you can sometimes slide this whole thing right out. Actually, I got an idea. If I screw this in, it should push the carb open a little bit, which in theory would be breaking it free, right? So let's try to screw this in and break the carb free with the idle screw. Just an idea. Should push that carb open. So that screw's all the way closed now. So in theory, that should have pushed that carb open a little bit. See, it's pulling the whole engine over. Like it's still not moving. I wonder if we can get this whole carb slide out of here. I don't want to break anything. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like we don't want to do any damage while we're trying to fix this thing. So let me just check if this is all clean. It's been sitting with plenty of WD-40 in there. Let's put a little bit more. It can't hurt anything, that's for sure. Not in this situation, at least. We're gonna get WD all over the chassis now. But be alright. We'll brake clean it at some point. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. We're trying to save this this old nitro here. I'm trying to save it. So the only thing we're trying to do right now is get this carb to operate. Because without a carb, we got nothing. You guys understand? Without a carb, we got nothing going on here. Got this extremely strong carb closing spring over here that's pretty freaking strong here. Trying to see if I got any kind of spot I could wedge anything in there and maybe force this thing open here. Because once this goes open, it's just gonna keep getting opener, and it's gonna open eventually. Like we gotta finesse it. You know what I'm saying, guys? We gotta get it to swing our way little by little. Let me get a screwdriver. There you go. I got the smallest screwdriver I could find. So let's see if we can get anything to happen here. We gotta persuade this thing somehow. I don't want to damage this fuel tank either. This piece actually looks like it might be metal on this car, because this thing is definitely already bent from somebody else trying to do the same thing that I'm trying to do right now. I could see that it's bent in already. See, now I just bent it back. It might be weaker. We got to try to get this to open somehow. What I'm thinking is we can impact this somehow. We gotta like break it loose, kind of. I just sent something flying in there. I don't want to do any damage to this thing, though. You know, you guys know what I mean. But we gotta get this to break loose somehow. Try to just get it to like loosen up a little bit here. These are not all the same when you're trying to get them running. You guys know what I mean? Like, some of them are easier to get going than others. Sometimes you run into stuff like this, and there's just nothing you can do about it. You gotta kind of just roll with it, you know? So, it looks like we have no idle gap whatsoever, so let's try to turn this thing in again. See if we can get an idle gap. I'm not seeing any kind of idle gap with this screw in. Wonder if this slide carb is in backwards like the other cars. So we're just gonna have to keep working on this until something happens. Because we got no idle gap going on when we screw this in. So what I want to do is I want to investigate what the heck's going on here. It looks like maybe the tip of this broke off inside there. We have the idle screw here, and it looks like a piece of it's missing. And there may be a piece of it down in here. That would be a problem. Let's see if we can get it to fall out. If it is in there, it's not moving. So it looks like our main issue as of right now is this carburetor. Let me see if we can if we could take this out of the car. I want to see if we could take this. I don't really want to take this out of the car, but I'm not really being left much choice here. Those screws seem like they're in there pretty good. I don't really want to damage nothing. How hard is it to take this tank out? Just 2 screws. So I'm going to take this gas tank out real quick. This fuel tank. Because I think it would be easier to get to the carburetor without the fuel tank in there. So this may turn into a pretty long video because we can't get this carburetor to move or do anything. We got to get this carburetor moving somehow. I don't know if it's that easy to get moving with this linkage on here. The servo definitely seems good. If we could just get this carburetor to move. I don't want to break this fuel tank by prying on it like that. We get a screwdriver, and we're going to do further deconstruct this car here. Which I want to do the least amount of stuff to this as possible. So I just want to try to get this running. But without the carb working, we're in pretty bad shape so far. Pretty rough shape so far, guys. So the tank looks okay. So now we got the tank out. We gotta try to do something here. Alright, now we got the tank out of the way. Let me see, does the low speed needle even move? Can I screw this low speed needle in and push this carb slide out? I do not know if that did anything. But we definitely broke it free. This looks like a can of worms, guys. This looks like a can of worms, to be honest with you here. It looks like we're opening up a can of worms here. Because this carburetor is like locked. Never seen a carb locked so good. The Sportworks cars I got were the same way when I got them. The carbs were all locked up. Just trying to debate what's the best way to break this free without breaking up anything on the car. Because if I turn it with this linkage here, I think that's not going to be the best idea. May have to just take this linkage off of here and try to put some kind of vice grips on there and break it free like that. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to take this off of here. Did that snip out? Oh, what just happened here? And they're using standard? Are they using freaking standard stuff on this? Doesn't appear to be. What's the matter with this? It's definitely correct size, but it's not catching enough to get this off of here. Must be on there with some good Loctite. Must be on there with some good Loctite, I'll tell you that much. Okay. So that is not going to work. So we're going to have to get pliers. And we're going to have to try something. See what kind of pliers I'm going to use here. What kind of pliers should I freaking use? Alright, we're going to try some real vice grips here. There's no way around it. There's like, we're running out of options here. So we're gonna have to just get onto this somehow and break this free. There you go. Well, this is turning, but the actual carb ain't turning. So we got problems, people. We got freaking problems galore. This ain't working out so far. So this is turning now, but the carb itself still ain't turning. So what the heck do we do now? Trying to think, do I have any other carbs like that? I think the only other carb I have is this, and this is a different, this opens like this, so it wouldn't even work. Plus it's way too big. That's a 0.16. So what do we do now is the question. Question of the day is, what do we do now? This is very strange why this ain't opening. We're gonna try to remove the carb from the card now, because we don't have much of a choice at this point in the game. We're kind of running out of options here, people. We're running out of options. We're sitting here and it ain't working out so far. Can't even get to that with this extension on here. Alright. That worked out in our favor. Probably because we're sitting there shaking the whole carb back and forth trying to unlock it from itself. Alright, so we got one screw loose. It's got two in here. We're going to need the extension for this one. So far, people, no luck so far. No luck with this so far. I thought for sure by now I would have had this thing running for sure. But this is what you get when you buy something as is. So this is what we got to work with. It's no big deal. We just gotta figure it out, guys. So we got the carb loose. We got the carb out. We're attempting to get the linkage off here. That part of the linkage is off. The spring is also off. So now we got the carb here. So now, oh yeah, look at the underside of this, guys. This is bad. You see the underside of this thing? It's freaking totally clogged up with stuff. So I gotta take this rag now and sit here and dig all of this out. Like, I don't know what kind of, this guy must have used after run oil or something, and it went really bad. It looks like it turned into gelatin, if you ask me. Whatever kind of after run oil he put in here, he tried to do the right thing. It looks like the guy tried to do the right thing, but it just kind of backfired. Because this looks like maple syrup or something. So we're gonna get the big channel locks back on here. We don't need it crazy tight. We just kind of need it tight enough it won't slip. And we're gonna try to break this loose, but I honestly don't know what's gonna happen. We do not appear to have a carb opening anymore. Thing ain't moving for nothing. So we got juice all over this. It's very sticky, guys. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen here. Never seen one like this bad. Let's see if I can pull this off. Okay, so I pulled this off of here. I did that on purpose. Because what I want to do is, I want to take this off of here. I want to get vice grips right on here. You guys see that? Now I can get vice grips onto this and actually turn the carburetor. So I'm sure this is turning into a pretty long video. That's exactly why I didn't do this before. Okay, now we got carburetor. We got carburetor, guys. The hole is there. We got an O-ring from the carb here, which we don't want to lose. I don't know where that piece of screw went from the idle gap screw. So I can actually pull this whole slide out now. Thank you. There we go. So that's how you fix a messed up carburetor if it's all gummed up like this one is. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean all this stuff up. I gotta remember how this goes. This sticks out of here like this. So we gotta clean all of this up. Trying to figure out. I think we did lose part of the idle screw somewhere. Let me see if it's on the floor anywhere. I don't see it on the floor. So we did lose part of the idle screw, I believe. But we could always use, I don't know, we'll figure out something. Could always get a new one or something. So yeah, this carb is in pretty rough shape right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this low speed needle straight out of here. So now we know what to do. If your stuff don't come apart, just force it apart. Sometimes that's what you have to do, guys. Like none of these, that screw on the thing was not coming out. So I want to get this low speed needle out, but it doesn't appear to want to come out of here. That's all right. We're gonna spray some WD-40 in here just to lube it up a little bit. I may even spray brake cleaner in this to get this stuff off of here. So yeah, there's part of the screw right there, guys. You guys see that? Can you guys, let me take a look in the camera, make sure you can see what I'm seeing. And you see that part of the screw sticking out right here? There's a piece of the screw. So that idle screw broke off. I don't know if it was already broken or if I broke it off, but that's part of the screw right there, guys. No good. It's perfectly all right. We're gonna pretend we didn't see that. And we're gonna try, I don't know if, let me see something. I wonder if I got if this idle screw is the same or not. It's probably not the same, but it's worth a shot to look at. Well, it's totally different. Totally different, but it was worth a shot. You never know, guys. So we're gonna have to figure that out. I may be able to just kind of leave that piece in there, and it might push the carb open. I don't know. We're gonna have to see how that's gonna work out. So this looks pretty good right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray some brake cleaner on there, just to clean it up, because it still has like grime all in it. So we want this thing drinking fresh fuel, not slime. So we got this all cleaned up. Now we have this part, which ain't too bad. It's just a little grimy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna brake clean this, because it's kind of old grease that's in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this rag, I'm gonna shove it in there with the screwdriver and just clean it around inside there. Try to get as much of that grime off of there as possible. This way, when we go to start this puppy up, it's not gonna be drinking tons of dirt in. It should be pretty much cleaned out by the time we start this up. It should be pretty cleaned out, guys. I was actually getting kind of a little discouraged there for a second, to be honest with you guys, because it wasn't looking like this was gonna come apart for a second. So now that looks pretty good to me, guys. High-speed needle is clogged. High-speed needle is fully clogged right now, guys. So I'm trying to think, how should I clean this one out? I'm gonna take this piece of fuel tube, put it on here. I'm gonna spray some brake clean juice. Actually, I'll spray some WD right there. I should spray the brake cleaner in there. I'm gonna spray brake clean right down into the hair, into the high speed. There you go, unclogged. It just comes shooting out over here. You guys can watch again if you want. Watch this. Even shot it off of there. But it definitely blew through there. Definitely not clogged now. Definitely not clogged. Let's just try to get one more shot through there. Definitely got some more through there. It's probably got a decent amount of buildup in there. Let me actually take this flathead and loosen this up a little bit. Actually, let me see. Half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. 3 1/4 turns till closed right now, so that's half, 1, half, 2, half, 3, and I already did the 1/4. Go one more this way. So it appears that we have unclogged the carb. I'm gonna try this one more time. All right, that's good enough, I think. Yeah, we got flowage. We're gonna have to reinstall this and try to start this puppy up. So thank you guys for all watching. If you watched this far so far, I really appreciate it. you guys can see the hard time that I've been having with this so far. So what we're gonna do now is drop that tiny spring on the floor so it can bounce away into oblivion. I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna put this spring in here first. Then we put this. I should have paid attention to which. Okay. So this is gonna have to be the position. We're gonna need the pliers to get this back in here apparently. Okay, it's back in position now. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate this a few dozen times. This way we have no binding issues. You guys understand? We don't want no bindage going on. We want totally smooth operation. So this feels like extremely smooth now. Okay, so that's what we want. So now this is fixed. So I just gotta figure out what position's what. Okay, this is in here way too far though, to be honest. Okay, did I break something? Let me see. Okay, now we have it in the correct position. You can see that it pushes itself out when you go to open and close. And that is how it's supposed to be. So let me take these crazy pliers off of here now before I break something. So now it does what it's supposed to do, I believe. It actually feels like it's binding up a little bit. So that's full wide open throttle. Let's close, wide open, close, wide open, close, wide open, close. I think that it's supposed to ride on the idle screw. So I do not know if I want to use the end of this idle screw or not though. Because if I use the end of this idle screw and it like falls into the motor, it's not going to be very good. Okay, it's not allowing the carb to fully close yet. So I just gotta get this so that it allows this carb to fully close and fully open. It's got a tight spot right there. That's gonna be most of the use, is like from fully closed to full throttle. So we just want to make sure we got smooth operation there before we start laying stuff back together. Okay, we got perfect operation of the carburetor right now. So I'm going to put the idle screw back in for now without the end of it on there. It's just a small piece that goes on the end there. So I wish there was a way to reattach it to here, but there's unfortunately not. I don't know if I should put this in there or not. We're going to try it without it. We're going to see if we can get it to run, and then we'll reevaluate what we got to do here. How about that, guys? We're going to just do trial and error for now. See what happens. So I'm sure this video is pretty long by now because of yeah, because it takes forever to do this, to get this carburetor working here, guys. So we're just going to keep messing with stuff until we get the smooth operation that we're looking for. Okay, that appears to be operating fine. So while the thing is off the car, I'm going to put that piece back in there and see what happens. See if I can adjust the idle or not. Just dropping this piece in there. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to just drop this in there. If this is operating correctly, this piece of metal shouldn't float off anywhere. But I'm gonna go in the parts book anyway at some point and try to figure out what the part number is on that screw, so that I can get a new one. It seems to be messing something up, maybe. So for now, we're gonna leave this off right here. If I can get it to come back out now. See what I'm saying? It seems like it's in position, like it's not gonna go anywhere, but I don't want it to start to turn this thing into a runaway or something. That's the last thing we need happening, so that's back out. So I could probably find this idle screw somewhere. Gonna have to go in the parts catalog and check it out. Like I said, I know this is turning into a very long video because this is not an easy nitro to work on. So